Yo, so the 76ers did my man Allen Iverson dirty today. They honored him with a statue, which is a great gesture, but look at the statue.
2, 1. Moment Trump. Moment Trump. Oh! Crossover.
They could have kept that. That's not even the Allen Iverson statue. That's a Allen Iverson trophy. Take it back where you got it from. But give my man a proper statue he deserved. One of the best players that ever played for the franchise and one of the best players that ever played in the NBA. Like, come on, get it right. Now, let's go on to this Caitlin Clark hate. And it's not even just Caitlin Clark. She's not even the only one getting hate. I feel like we in the golden age of women's basketball. This new group of young ladies coming out from college now, stepping into the WNBA, doing their thing. I feel like these older players, these WNBA players and former WNBA players, they got a lot of shade towards these young girls. And we're going to get into it, man, because it's not just Caitlin Clark, but she is spearheading. She the one that's at the top of the list that's getting the most smoke right now. Before we do that, too, though, shout out to South Carolina for the big win. They've been dominant all season. Matter of fact, they've been dominant for a while now. They 109-3 out of their last 112 games. That means they only lost 3 games out their last 112. That's the definition of dominance. And it's more impressive because they had a whole new starting 5 this season. That just go to show how great of a coach Dawn Staley is. These young ladies, they've been playing their ass off all season. Dawn Staley been doing a great job of coaching. Shout out to Raven Johnson. She finally got her lick back. Finally got her revenge from last year in the tournament when Caitlin Clark was waving her off. I'm pretty sure as a competitor, she used that as motivation going into that game because she did a hell of a job playing defense, made it real tough on Caitlin Clark, and helped the team get the win. So shout out to them, man. And shout out to Dawn Staley again, too, because she out here making history. First African-American woman to win 3 NCAA titles. Out here making history, man. And she pulled a real classy move. She pulled a real classy move. She gave Caitlin Clark her flowers. Got up there, basically was saying how she appreciated her for helping push the sport forward. Giving her flowers, wishing her well on her next journey when she go to the WNBA. And just basically saying she her. And you would really think that more WNBA players would share them same sentiments or show the same love towards Caitlin Clark and these young girls. But that ain't the case. So that's what we about to get into today because the hate is real. You can see it. I know they're trying to disguise it as competitive and all that kind of stuff. But one thing about that negative energy, it's hard to hide. Can't hide that negative energy. That body language, you see right through it. So, of course, you know the one they talk about the most, Diana Taurasi. And like I said, some platforms, they trying to, disguise it as being competitive. So, like, I seen a clip on ESPN, and it's not them. I'm not saying ESPN hating on Caitlin Clark or nothing like that, but they played this clip. I guess they not hating, but what I will say, they trying to paint a narrative to not make it look like Taurasi is hating, trying to paint her in a better light. Just look at this clip.
Look, SVP, reality is coming.
Okay.
There's levels to this thing, and that's just life. We all went through it.
Of course.
And you see it on the NBA side, and you're going to see it on this side, where, you look superhuman playing against 18-year-olds, but you're going to come with some grown women that have been playing professional basketball for a long time. Not saying that it's not going to translate, because when you're great at what you do, you're just going to get better. But there is going to be a transition period where you're going to have to give yourself some grace as a rookie. And, it might take a little bit longer for some people.
Right on.
Now, if you see that clip, you'll think like, okay, that's not that bad. But one thing about mainstream media, they know how to take a clip and they can twist it whichever way they want. They can make it positive, they can make it negative, they can do what they want with it. Because if you see the rest of these clips, then you'll know.
DMC, you have to build a WNBA team. Who are you taking first? Paige or Caitlin? I have an answer. Want me to go?
You go.
I think you have to take Caitlin for one reason. Because I think you can't go wrong with choosing either one.
Right.
The fan energy behind Caitlin is going to be a game changer for a WNBA franchise. I think for that reason, right now, this year, you have to take her. From a basketball standpoint, I can make an argument for Paige.
I'm taking Paige. Next question.
So if you had the #1 pick this year, you would take Paige over Caitlin?
Absolutely.
I like that energy.
I've seen a lot on the internet on that one. Is it the bye-bye? Wave bye-bye to your own career? Well, just saying bye for now. Oh, bye college. Bye, my bad.
Like, yeah, that's nasty. Like, come on, man. Like, I picked Paige Buekers, no more questions. As if her and Caitlin Clark, not even an argument, as if they not two of the best players. Like, it's no competition. Like, I understand you played for UConn, but like I said, that negative energy is hard to hide, man. You can't hide it. It's clear as day. And then look at the remarks she made about Angel Reese. Wave bye-bye to your career. Like, come on, man. You are a 20-year veteran in the WNBA. Like, if you don't know who Diana Taurasi is, she like the LeBron James or Steph Curry of the WNBA. She's a legend. She'd have done it all. She's won championships. She's broke a ton of records. Rookie of the year, multiple All-Stars. She heard in the WNBA. You would think that instead of hating on Angel Reese or saying some crazy stuff like that, you would think that, I mean, she would have some games with a young lady or something like that while she's trying to make it to the next level. Like that hate clear as day, man. It's crazy. And then, you know what's crazy? 20-year veteran. She been in the league for 20 years and throwing this shade towards these young ladies. You know who else been in the league for 20 years? LeBron James. And last year when Victor Wembanyama was coming out, did we see any type of shade thrown at Wemby from LeBron or any of the superstars from Durant, Curry, like I seen all of them praise him.
To watch Victor Wembanyama play yet?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the game the other day. He's like the 2K creative player. Like every point guard that wants to be 7 foot, cheat code type vibes, but.
He's incredible, man. Like, I believe in 2045, everybody is gonna look like Victor. We gotta get ready for this kid. You know, he's gonna be really good.
Have you gotten a chance to see Victor Wembanyama yet?
Yeah, of course. How can you miss him? That type of talent and skill, and it just puts a smile on your face if you play basketball. You know, because the evolution of the game is taking us this far. Somebody compared him to a few players in the league, and he was like, I think I'll do myself a disservice if I compare myself to 1 or 2 players. He wanted to take from everybody. I thought that was such a profound statement and made me a big fan of his. So,
everybody, we're gonna label him like this unicorn thing. Everybody's been a unicorn over the last few years, but he's more like an alien. No one has ever seen anyone as tall as he is, but as fluid and as graceful he is out on the floor. I mean, that's 7'4" or 7'5". He's for sure a generational talent.
They just praising them, building them up. And it's the opposite with the WNBA players. They just tearing her down like, oh, she not going to be ready and blah, 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 blah. We can see through it. Like, look at Cheryl Swoops, another NBA legend. Can't take nothing away from her, but look at this.
You asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player set it.
Okay.
So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record.
Now, she's saying that she didn't break the record, I guess, in a respectable fashion to her because she took 5 years to break it. She played less games than Kelsey Plum to break the record. And shout out to Kelsey Plum, she dope too. But, you know what I mean? That's just pure hate right there from a WNBA legend. And then this one too. This one was on Gil's Arena too. Shout out to Gil's Arena. That's one of my favorite podcasts. But Lexi Brown, this one was just nasty right here. Just listen to her.
What do you think about Ice Cube and the Big Three offering Caitlin Clark $5 million to play in their league?
Well, I have a lot of thoughts. But the first one is, so you offered the contract to a player who's not yet even in the WNBA. Big Three does not happen during overseas season. So that doesn't make sense.
That's true.
And then for us to get just constantly shit on, you can't even acknowledge the growth and how amazing the WNBA is doing because shit like this happens.
When
you didn't even have to bring up the W. If you're gonna say that it's for that, then stand on that. But I don't think I think he's trying to make a business decision, which he's a businessman, that makes sense. But to mask it in this, I want to uplift and support WNBA players and women athletes is kind of a cop-out, I think, and I don't think it really makes any sense.
Now, this nasty, and I'll tell you why I wasn't feeling this one at all. And she dope. She usually be on there, have some alright takes and everything. Ain't got no problem with her, but this take was just nasty right here because she plays basketball. She played in the WNBA right now for the Sparks, the LA Sparks, the last time I checked. If you dope at something, if you good as Caitlin Clark is, she clearly put the work in to be as good as she is. She got a large following. She getting millions of views and people watching her game every time she on the court. She got little kids looking up to her. And she get offered a bag. Nobody should hate on that. You should never hate on nobody getting a bag, like, especially if they deserve it. And you play basketball too, like you hating on another hooper getting a bag. That's a woman. That's another thing you said. You said, I don't feel like, you said he just a businessman. I'm paraphrasing, but she said he just a businessman. He not really in it to help the WNBA or push the women's sport forward and stuff like that. I'm just paraphrasing, but I'm just like, okay, she is a woman and she's going to the WNBA. So like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I'm just like, I don't know, man. That just seemed like pure hate to me. And on top of that, she said, yeah, she not even in the WNBA yet. So why she getting the money? Like, why her? Why her? I'll tell you why her. So I seen something on YouTube. Shout out to the dude. I can't remember his name, but I seen a clip, right? Caitlin Clark is projected to go first overall. We know she's going to be the #1 draft pick, right? To go to the Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever got a game July 2nd where they played the Aces, the Las Vegas Aces, the current champions, right? They can't even play, I guess, in the regular arena that they would usually play in. They got to move the arena to another place that got 8,000 more seats. That's because Caitlin Clark gonna put asses in them seats, man. That's money. And that's the thing I don't get is like, WNBA players for a minute now, they've been complaining about their viewership, their pay. They want to get paid more, have better contracts, you know, comparing themselves to the NBA, which that don't make sense. But I do think they deserve more money. But y'all got to get y'all viewership up, and I mean, then the bag will come. So here it is. Y'all got somebody that's going to bring views, and you see that people willing to put money behind them, and you hating on that? That don't make sense to me. Not at all. Like, look at Breanna Stewart, too. Another WNBA great. They asked her, was Caitlin Clark an all-time great college player?
Yeah, she does. Because then you're gonna look 10 years back and you're gonna see all the records she's broken and the points and stuff like that. But anybody knows, you know, your goal when you play college basketball is to win a national championship.
And she said no because she didn't win a championship. That's like saying Charles Barkley not an all-time great, or Allen Iverson, or Tracy McGrady, or Carmelo Anthony. Like, these dudes not all-time greats. They not the greatest. They not in the upper echelon of players that are champions or have multiple championships, but they are great players nonetheless. But just to say, nah, she not great because she ain't got no championship. Come on, like, you cannot hide the hate, man. You can't hide that negative energy. What's another one, man? Oh, last but not least, man. Jemele Hill. She dope. She be up on, you know, social issues and stuff like that. And she tried to make this a race thing. This is not a race thing. You want to know what she said? Basically said, only reason she getting this much hype and attention is because she a white girl from Iowa. I'm going to tell you why she getting this much hype and attention. Because she can come off the dribble and shoot it from Pluto. That's why she getting that much attention. I don't know why they not watching the games. Like if you just look at her play, you can clearly see why she getting all this hype and everything. Because she can hoop. She one of them. And the hate is crazy, especially when it's coming from women that's always, you know what I mean, pushing forward, which I agree. Like, these WNBA players, they do deserve more money and everything, but you got to get it from somewhere. It's not going to come out of thin air. It's going to come from more people watching the games. It's going to come from more people attending the games and buying merchandise and all that. And you got to grow the fan base. And you got this whole new wave of young women that's going to do that. And Caitlin Clark is the head of that, obviously. Her, Angel Reese, All of them, because you know the draft and the WNBA draft in a couple days. I'm gonna tune into that. This is gonna be the first time I ever watched the WNBA draft. I'll be honest. It's gonna be the first time, and I'm locked in. I'm watching it. And another thing about the race thing too, you saying, oh, she only getting this hype because she a white girl, right? Well, I remember when in college ball was all about Candice Parker. I remember when it was all about Maya Moore. You know why they got the hype? For the same reason that Caitlin Clark got the hype, because they went out there and they was balling. That's all it is. I cannot wait for Caitlin Clark and all these young girls coming out this year to get to the WNBA, and I hope they fry y'all up. I hope they put y'all out the misery. The ones that's hating anyway. All the ones that's hating on them, put them out their misery, please. Pretty please. And matter of fact, first, I hope they end up in situations that is good for them. What I mean by that is I hope they're not in no toxic locker room, and I hope they're not nowhere where they getting hated on and they being sabotaged. And if you don't think that would happen, as a former WNBA player, I think she just retired last year or maybe a few years ago. Her name is Candice Wiggins. Go check her out on YouTube and let her tell you, her experience in the WNBA. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a long shot to say that they would try to sabotage some of these young girls. But yeah, man, we in the golden age of women basketball. Excuse me, we in the golden age. The pay, everything, the viewership. Like I never seen nothing like. I never seen so many people excited to watch women's basketball. Like they getting paid more. Like I did some research. I looked up the average salary of a WNBA player. I think it's like around like $200K a year or something like that. 100K, 200K. I guess that's for the average player. Well, Juju Watkins is a freshman in college, and she getting that from an NIL deal already. So I guess that got something to do with it, the difference in pay and everything, and these young girls coming in making more money than these grown women that have been playing ball all their life, man. It is what it is, man. I hope they go in there and fry the haters up for sure. And shout out to players like NW, that's Sabrina Ionescu, Aja Wilson. I mean, because I don't see them throwing no shade. And they already been pushing the league for it. If you think about it, last year in the championship, they got the most views ever. They got like 1.3 million viewers watching the game. And it was a good game, a good series, I should say. So shout out to them, because they definitely helping push the league forward too. But this new wave, they ready to just kick the door down. And I can't wait, man.